Hi, Steve. Welcome to the National Critics' Choice online news and the policymaker column. With this launch of this new book, the job labor market that's been released. Tell us more about what could policymakers do about the tight labor market, especially for the youth and the silver age. What can be done to fight against the global crisis?
Yeah, well, what we've seen first off is that between 2007 and 2010, there's been an increase in global unemployment of over 27 million over this period. Now, a lot of that has been focused on developing regions, and as you mentioned, in terms of who's been hit hardest, it has been youth. There's 75 million unemployed young people around the world today, and that doesn't even count the youth that have dropped out of the labor market altogether and aren't looking for work. Now, what can be done? Well, first off, we need to see private sector investment rebound. There's been a big drop-off in private sector investment in the developed economies, not so much in Asia and in the emerging economies, which have seen a pickup in investment, but in developed economies there's really been a drop-off in investment. So we need to see incentives given to private companies to start to invest, to release some of the excess cash that they have. But there can also be targeted subsidies to firms to activate young people, to bring in young people into their workforce. Training is really important. So basically funds for training so that young people have the skills that are in demand in the workplace when they get out of their educational system, that companies will want to hire them because they have skills that are needed. So there's a number of things that can be done even in the context of very limited fiscal space to enact these types of policies.
What kind of steps that policymakers can do to help to elevate the status of women? I mean, there's been a talk about women not getting paid fairly against their male counterparts around the globe. Is there any way that policymakers can rethink and relook into these issues?
Well, making sure that you have legislation for pay equity to basically outlaw discrimination in pay is one, and then to make sure that those types of policies are enforced. That's another, you need to both have the laws on the books, but you need to have robust enforcement mechanisms.
Well, thank you, Steve. And once again, at the National Critics' Choice, please do look up at his website. Steve, do you have a website that they can look up to?
ILO.org.
Thank you once again.
Thank you.